right long. So I have an extra 2 that don't really fit in the whole pattern repeat. So should I just save these 2 out for the next stripe?
Yes. We'll just cross them over, and then when we redo the...
Because we're gonna
back
and forth anyway. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just gonna tuck these in the next 2. Over here. To keep them all nice and safe and sound. And then I will start the white.
I need my little hook.
Oh, did you get your credit card?
I have a credit card right here.
Okay. And a pair of scissors. So people will look at you funny, and weavers will just laugh at you because they'll know exactly what you did. Who's this?
My mom. It's a credit card. I don't need it to...
Okay, so it's not... Is
No.
it cut upable?
Yes, you
like,
cut it
through
up.
the strip and everything, you don't ever need to use it?
No.
Okay, good. Because this works the best. If you cut straight here, and then a notch here, I do this to all my cards, my Shoppers Club cards. You're from the U.S., you know what I'm talking about. There, you have a reed hook.
Okay.
Very handy.
Okay, let's see how this works then.
Oh, good. So, 4.
So is this the center, sort of?
No, the blue is the center. So the center of the blue stripe is the center.
Okay, well, we'll just move the reed as need.
Okay. Did you just push down petals?
Yeah.
I was so confused.
Supporting my foot there.
Do you want to snag that as we go, or?
Mm-hmm. Boy, this is twice as fast with 2 people.
Yeah, amazingly, you know. Oh, I didn't go through the hole yet.
Where does this go? It's already been through?
Yeah. So the same with the white. Do a whole pattern repeat and then just move this threads over. Because then at the side we'll have bigger white stripes.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter. Nothing really matters, does it?
I wasn't sure how we were both going to work on this. This is amazing.
I know, it'll make me not want to warp mine
No,
without
this
a
is going
friend
to
at
be on
home.
the other side. That one is on the wrong.
That's fine, we can just skip some. So I went through, so now it's 2.
Do we, this one though? Is that right beside
I
this
skipped
one?
some.
Oh, let's
unless
not
you
skip them.
Why? Because if we have a threading error, it's good to skip some.
Okay.
Because then you only have to, if it's on, you only have to thread, you don't have to rethread the whole thing, just
Okay.
back to right before you made a wrong boo-boo. I always skip some. Usually in between every repeat, I skip one in each harness.
Okay.
If there's enough. If you don't have enough, then.
I end up adding in more harnesses or more
Petals.
petals.
There's a string here.
Yeah, that's because I just added it.
Oh, okay. I thought we knew.
That's how I
I
end up.
thought you had emergency petals.
Those are emergency heads. I added them as when I had emergencies.
Oh. I have ones that have a, they just snap onto the bar.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's good.
They're fun. Except then I snap them on and I leave them on there. And then I thread them. So that it doesn't lay out. But now I've learned that if I come to an emergency heddle, that I
Don't.
skip it.
Yeah.
So when I have an emergency, all I have to go back do is go find it. Go back and do it. Oh, okay, this works out good.
This is amazing.
It's
We're really
sleep.
gonna do this.
I know, I was like, we're never gonna get this done.
Like a lot of work. But look at this, we've got a whole chunk of the thing done.
2 stripes already.
We've only got how many stripes?
10 or so.
10 stripes, that's it.
I don't know, we have 1, 2, 3, 7 blue and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 white. Okay, here comes the hard part again. The blue stripe. Figure this one out. Okay, so.
Yeah, it's good that only one person is threading them.
Why?
Well, because you've got 2 different patterns we're working with.
It doesn't matter. We would
And
have.
coming from the opposite end, we certainly end up figuring it out wrong.
Well, we could now that we have the center blue one, we could.
Yeah, go out from it.
Yeah.
This is a lot easier because you don't have to reach all the way through to
Yeah.
drop it.
2, 1. Oh.
We can leave that. That's our emergency one. I have a hook that goes, you stick right through these.
Yeah, I don't like those.
Oh, okay.
Is that working out? That cut?
It's perfect, yeah. What is strange?
Everything. What isn't strange? Sometimes it's just
It's amazing. We're going to be done in no time. This is such a good experience to me to do this with somebody. And somebody like you, I mean, you're like me. Most people are way far ahead of... Well, you're far ahead of me too, but
no, I'm not.
most people...
I've just had more experience warping stuff because we have to go by the Lynn Patterson in. We've warped their humongous barn loom.
Where's that?
Corning, New York has a bunch of Lynn Patterson in. It's like a living history museum
Oh, I see.
where they have special weekends and open it up and people dress in period dress and cook the way they cooked and yada yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
But they have a humongous loom that we, as a guild, worked, and it was a very good learning experience because we did it all. We dyed it with natural dyes because they wanted it period, and we measured out the warp, and we went and warped it, but you didn't have to do it all because it was the guild's responsibility to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't have to be there the whole time, but you could be there, get the experience, and then leave before you got sick of it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was very difficult. But it was fun because it was the group of us doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Shared work and all that jazz. And one of the ladies that she was in for the learning experience too. She didn't know she had to drop the strings in front of all 4 harnesses, so she went like this.
Oh, I see.
So then you didn't know the pattern. It was pointless. 'Cause
Oh.
it didn't say this is where this one went. It was, so we had to rethread her whole section.
Oh my.
But she got the experience, and you know, now she knows not to do that.
Mm-hmm. Mira, there's great weavers over there, and they work on the ones at Mira, but you know, nobody is really interested in coming and hanging out with me and doing one because everybody does their own.
Right.
Got their own at home, and they've got one at Mira.
Yeah, I got 2 at home. If you don't count all the inkle looms and the toy looms and the ones I had out on loan, and that makes it sound bad. I've heard. Terry just sees the 2 that I have that are, one's a floor loom and one's a table loom.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, you already have 2, what do you need another one for? I'm like, actually...
Now we're recording this, you know.
Yeah, well... He's bound to figure it out. Well, the one's not mine, it's Tyler's. I can't be held accountable for Tyler's loom. Just because he's only 3 years old does not mean it's not his. Yeah, weavers like to say weaving is a solitary project, but I really don't believe that.
Well, back in the olden days, you know, the sisters and such would get together and do it all.
Yes, well, back in the olden days, you didn't have your own loom because when we were a colony, the United States was a colony, we were not allowed to weave our own cloth. It was against the law. We must send all our wool to be processed back to the mother country, being Britain. So,
And yet they did.
Mr. Weaver would have this pile of sticks in the back of his wagon that nobody figured out what he did for a living or what he was doing with all that wood in the back of his wagon.
And he would show up at people's places and...
Every couple of years. Well, you would make an appointment. However long it would take you to spin all the warp and weft and whatever you wanted to have made for whatever. You know, because it was everything. It's for making your clothes, for your bed sheets, for everything. And when you had all that weft and warp spun up, he would show up, and you guys, and he would weave. He'd set up his loom. You think measuring out a warp and threading the heddles. He would rebuild his whole loom every time, every job, as to not get caught. Oops. I see the hole back out. But he wouldn't bring any yarn. That was your responsibility to have spun.
This stuff, you know, to make cloth, you have to be able to spin very small thread. Not like that honkin' big stuff that I make. Like if I was spinning it this small, I would be worried it's going to pull apart. But I guess this is back done too, right? It's several.
That's several plies, yeah.
With no lumps.
Yeah. Okay, I'm so fast, I'm afraid I'm goofing it up. Okay. Give me a moment. 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 4, 3, 4, 3.
This credit card idea is great.
Thank you. It's not my own.
Ouch. This is not.
One you have? No, that one's.
Is that the right one?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Did I miss anything?
No, I fear I am missing something, but I can't quite put my finger on what it might be. So.
Should I leave an extra space?
Yeah.
Hi.
What?
Say what? was interesting how we measured out the warp on paper, or calculated it.
Well, that wasn't even all the calculations
We should have made.
I have. Yeah, no.
But it was
So-
interesting to make sure that we had enough yarn. Because the yarn had the paper on it that said how much was in it. We were able to... But we had lots of yarn left over.
Yeah, well, we still have to weave it. But we did scale back our project because of our calculation, our estimations on paper.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, if we find some more, we could actually make more,
But
make it wider.
we could make it wider, but we can't make it any longer, which is my goal.
To make it longer?
Yeah. Because we have 4 yards, so with loom waste and stuff and take up and la 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 la. Because I was, one of the projects I have on the internet that's favorited, they did 6 to 8 towels and used 10 yards of warp, but I don't know how much sampling they do. You know. To me, I don't know. I don't sample that much. Unless
You don't
something
take your
really
samples out,
isn't-
do you?
What do you mean?
Like-
I staple them to my weaving book
Oh, I see what you mean.
so I can know that this was the warp and this was the weft that didn't work and this is the weft that didn't work and this is the weft that did work and this is the pattern I wove with it and then this is what it looked like and la la la.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only time I sample. If my choices for warp and weft are competing or fighting with each other. We were really good.
I know, this is amazing.
There's one.
A dangly.
Okay, I need a break. We have 2 more stripes to do.
Okay, that's it?
On this side.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we started at the middle.
Yes, I always start at the middle.
So that's right.
Exit stage right.
Well, that's what we did in 24 minutes.